is Emma Saperstein. I'm the Harold J. Miossi Art Gallery Coordinator here at Cuesta College. Right behind me I have what we call a portal. Portals are a network of golden spaces that connect to each other live, full body, and in person as if they were in the same room. So our students are using the portal here at Cuesta to do performances, to have educational collaborations, to have language learning classes, and to have just one-on-one conversations with someone that might not otherwise meet. I've been a big fan of Shared Studios and the work they're doing for a long time. The founder, Amar Bakshi, is an old friend of mine, and he started this project after spending some time internationally as a journalist. And he realized that the most meaningful conversations he was having was when he was offline, when there were no cameras or mics, but when he was at the grocery store or on the bus, and he was able to have really organic conversations with people in all of these places that he was traveling. And so he wanted to create a space that felt that way, that felt that natural, that felt that you could just feel like you were in the same room as somebody that you might not normally interact with.
I was drawn to this exhibit out of curiosity and the opportunity to connect, to actually be able to connect with someone in another place. Versus online, it seems so distant and you read stuff and time has already passed. This is happening right now. I'm connecting with someone somewhere else right now, and I think that's very powerful.
It was described to me as getting to meet someone from across the world through video in this really awesome installation piece, and I was just excited mostly about meeting someone in full size, if that makes sense, rather than a head on a screen. It was getting to stand in front of another person who's the same size as I am and speak with them.
I think I was expecting it to be a little bit more like a Skype experience where you're kind of struggling to stay in the frame and to not talk at the same time. And it's so natural to have a conversation in the portal. You're both full size, it's like you're looking across the room, there's someone there, and you just start having a conversation.
So I go into this, what looks like a hallway, and on the other end of the hallway are sitting these three men from Afghanistan, just kind of hanging out, and they're laughing, and I walk in and they immediately look me right in the eye and just kind of start talking, and they ask me to introduce myself, and I asked them the same thing, and we just became immediate friends. And I don't know, it was a lot of just kind of cutting up and being friendly and asking what life is like where they live, and they asked a lot of questions about what life is like here and what do we do for fun.
When I was in the portal, what surprised me was that what we really wanted to talk about was what we had done that day. Just our everyday mundane lives, and how that is actually in some ways the best way to get to know someone. What did you do today? And that showed me how easy it is to feel connected to someone.
It was like talking to a sibling. I felt very comfortable with the people I went in with, and the person I spoke to who I'd never had any prior information about, but it was just so casual and nice to talk to someone like that. So it was a very nice experience.
I started to get a feel of how people in another country, how it's not everything that you see on TV all the time. It's a lot of getting to meet someone personally. It really gave me a new outlook on what it's like to just be a person in another country, and how they have ideas from the news of what life is like here, and we have ideas from the news what life is like there. And just getting to talk one-on-one and understanding that they're just regular students like we are.
We have a small community here in San Luis Obispo, and a lot of our students don't get the chance to travel outside of San Luis Obispo or very recently. So it's amazing to be able to walk into the gallery and to walk into this space and be chatting with healthcare practitioners in Rwanda, or musicians in Panama, or students in Berlin. It's amazing for them to feel like the world is that small and they have access to it.
I think it's incredibly meaningful. You know, we're not near a large urban area where you might have the opportunity to come across this kind of contemporary art, and to have it right here in our community, and to have it in an educational setting where people are naturally experimental and curious is just terrific.
This is very much a California culture. We live by the beach. People are young and really outgoing, very college-esque around here. And you have to travel to find more diversity in the culture. Like, you have to travel pretty far. LA is hours away, you know, and you go that far and there's culture there. And so getting to just walk across campus and experience different cultures, I find is very important, because it's not something that you run into in everyday life. You really have to go search it out here. And so for it to be an opportunity that someone can just go and be a part of a different culture for even 5 minutes is, like I said, it's really eye-opening and makes you think a lot about what goes on outside of our little bubble here.
I hope that people who come into the Cuesta portal feel a couple of things. One, that this gallery is theirs, that they can sort of have an experience here that they wouldn't have anywhere else in San Luis Obispo. And also that they understand that the world is a lot smaller than we might think, and that there's a sort of shared humanity. And I want students to really feel that and experience that, and I think they really have across the board since it's been here.
As a student here studying fine art, having things like this here, opportunities to experience these things are, I feel like, unbelievable. Not even that long ago, we didn't have things to this big, and it almost felt like I was distant from the art world and from what was going on, and I feel like having this here really helps. It helps with my own work, with other students' work, and it really brings even the students here together, and it does a lot. It starts a lot of conversation and really gets people talking and motivated, and I think that in a school setting, that's exactly what you want and what you need, so it's amazing.
Just the whole idea of installation art and a gallery where you can go to interact with things and be a part of it. It's very different than looking at pictures of things or finding something on YouTube, because not only are you seeing it in person, it gives you a very emotional and visceral reaction to being in front of something, but it also, much like a community college, it brings the community together. So you're meeting other people here. You're able to engage in discussion one-on-one with people as you stand in front of a piece, and just all of that leads towards more art happening and more awareness. And it's really, the more we can bring the community together in spaces like this, the more it can spread, and it's always a good thing. More art is always a good thing, and this really promotes people like getting a feeling for it, and expanding and opening your mind towards art.